the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh, hi, I'm Bill Nye, and I'm here today to talk to you about biological diversity. There are 4 key things about biological diversity that you need to know. You need to know the origin, which includes microbial life on Earth, animal diversity, plants, and human evolution itself. Now, diversity can easily be seen in this world. For example, we humans have diversity. Say, a boy from a girl, and everything in between. We're different, meaning we are diverse. Let's begin our discussion today talking about the origin of biological diversity here on Earth. Earlier today I conducted an interview with one Scott Ingram who just got everything wrong. Let me show you the clip. Scott! It's time to start our interview now. Scott!
Huh? Oh, right.
So, Scott, what can you tell me about early Earth?
Early Earth was formed like around 5,000 years ago.
It's completely wrong.
What?
4.6 billion.
It's the same thing.
Not really.
Whatever.
What were some of the things that were there?
It was like formed of, like gases and there were some solids.
What kind of gases were there?
There was like some water. Well, yeah, it's not a gas, is it? There was nitrogen in the air. And I think that's about it.
There's more. Also included like carbon dioxide, hydrosulfide, ammonia, and NH3, whatever that stands for.
That's implied when I say nitrogen.
Sure. What can you tell me about organic molecules on Earth?
They're, organic. There's no hormones in them. So,
How were they formed?
That's a tough question. They were formed, abiotically, I think that's how you say it.
Abiotic.
Yes, that's the word.
Good job.
Thank you.
No. So tell me about some of the first genes here on early Earth.
Like Levi's and Abercrombie, they had...
No, that's completely wrong. You mean like RNA.
Never heard of that brand.
It's not a brand.
What?
RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. And they were the first genes that were formed in these organic molecules. They basically provided their genetic information.
Yeah, I knew that. I was just kidding around with you before.
Right. So a little later on, prokaryotes started to form. What can you tell me about them?
They're an organism. And they're pretty old,
How old?
Like, 4.7 billion years old, probably.
That's about right. They're actually the oldest life forms and remain the most numerous life forms here on Earth today.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, huh?
That's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah. Can you name some prokaryotes?
Like Archaea.
Yeah, what are they?
They were pretty common in extreme environments.
Like what?
Like, Salt Lake City.
No, you mean Salt Lake.
Yes, that's the one. Sorry. Like the hot spring baths at the spa that you get, right?
No. No.
Never been to
Acetic hot springs.
Same
no,
thing.
no.
Right.
Alright, let's move on. What's another one? Let's say bacteria. What can you tell me about bacteria?
Well, you don't want bacteria in your house because they're bad. That's about it.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's 99.9% of bacteria.
Well, that's 99.9% what we're not talking about. You know, bacteria, they are currently organized into several subgroups of protobacteria.
That's pretty cool.
Can you name some?
Yep, I sure can. Cyanobacteria is one. I know right off the top of my head.
That's pretty cool.
Gram-positive bacteria would be another one.
Yeah.
And spit sites, I think, is the other one. Right? Is that it?
Spirochetes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to protists. You know, they being the first eukaryotic cells, how important do you think that is?
Not important at all.
That is completely wrong.
No.
You are very dumb. Actually, these were the first eukaryotic cells, meaning they were the first multicellular organisms. And they evolved, how long did you say they evolved? Around?
4.3 billion years ago.
Wrong. They formed 2 billion years ago. See, it took a while for them.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
but can you name some eukaryotic cells today?
Yeah, like spirochetes.
No. No. How about protists?
Protists would be one.
Yeah. Did you know that we are eukaryotic?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, tell me about protists.
I've never heard of them.
Of course you haven't. You know that they're mostly unicellular
Yeah,
eukaryotes?
they have 2 cells, right?
No. Uni, meaning one. Alright. Moving on. So, do you think these events that happened on early Earth contributed to biological diversity today?
Not at all. Like, not even close.
That's completely blasphemous. No.
No, your face is completely blasphemous.
This part of the video has been taken out for your own safety due to violent content. Let's just say things didn't end up too well for Scott.
Oh, you again. Hope you enjoyed that clip. Oh, right. Our next clip, we go out to Sensei's garden to talk about plant diversity. Now, if you watched our last show, you might remember what happened.
Finish him. Fatality.
Let's venture out there again and see what Sensei has to offer as he talks about plant diversity.
Hello, my name is Sensei, but others know me as Mr. Lopresti says it, Professor. In this short clip of the video, we shall talk about plant and fungi diversity. First, plants came from green algae. They are similar in molecular, physical, and chemical evidence that indicate that the green algae called Caryophyceans are the closest living relatives of plants. Plants have terrestrial adaptations that allow them to live on land. Such adaptations are leaves, which carry out photosynthesis by collecting sunlight. Reproductive structures, such as stamens, stalks, and carpels. These contain spores and gametes. There is also a cuticle, a waxy cover that covers the leaves and stems, which reduces water loss. Stomata in leaves, which are small holes that allow gas exchange between plant and atmosphere. Lignin hardens cell walls of some plant tissues and allows the plant to stand upright. Vascular tissues in shoots and roots can transport water, minerals, and sugars. They also provide support for the plant. Roots anchor plants. There are many diverse plants. There are bryophytes, which include mosses, cornworts, and liverworts. There are also vascular plants that have supportive vascular tissues. Some vascular plants are ferns, which are seedless and have flagellated sperm. Seed plants have pollen grains that transport sperm and protect embryos in seeds. Gymnosperms, such as pines, produce seeds and cones. The seeds of angiosperms develop within productive ovaries. Angiosperms are the most successful land plants because they use the double fertilization method, in which the plant only expends energy for embryos that are already fertilized. Also, the second sperm serves as the food source for the fertilized embryo, which is now a zygote. Now we shall start our journey to the most revered angiosperm. Here is example of angiosperm. You see that it has flowers, which help insects come and pollinate the angiosperm. This is how they become so reproductive, successful, because they utilize other animals to help them fertilize each other, which has higher fertilization and success rates. We are now walking to my garden. Shortly we shall see a garden of peace and tranquility. Welcome to my garden. Here, I have water supply, straight directly from Vietnam. Please water my garden plants. And you shall see that the water goes from there down to that river too. And then, who are you?
Making a bridge, what are you?
I am talking about my garden, and you are making a bridge. You blocked my water.
Yeah.
Who?
Make me. Oh, yeah, right, the show. Hope you enjoyed that. I feel bad for that guy who got Fusro God. The next topic we're discussing today is animal diversity. Now, you may be thinking that this will be the best part of our video. Well, it's not. The parts with me in it are. Let's send it out over to our field reporter, Alex Polinsky, who's interviewing some key people in this school, actually, about animal diversity.
Thanks, Bill. I'm here with Mr. Gibbons, econ teacher here at St. Charles. Mr. Gibbons, what can you tell me about animal evolution and diversity?
Well,
He's wrong. Here's what he actually means.
A long time ago, animals evolved from a colonial protist. These animals were classified on whether or not they can ingest their food. It wasn't until the Cambrian period that diversity amongst these animals exploded here on Earth. One factor of this diversity included the body plans of these different animals. The body plans included the symmetry of the animal, which could have been either radial or bilateral symmetry, the body cavity of the animal, in which some animals had a pseudocoelom, a true coelom, or they didn't have a body cavity at all. It also included the embryonic development of an animal, which included the characteristics of protostomes or deuterostomes. These differences may be used to infer phylogenetic relationships and help further explain diversity of animals here on Earth.
Okay, second question, Mr. Gibbons. What can you tell me about invertebrates?
Invertebrates.
I don't think so. Okay. What he really means is...
Today, invertebrates almost dominate the Earth. Invertebrates are classified on whether or not they have a backbone. Some examples of these invertebrates include sponges, flatworms, nematodes, arthropods, and insects.
Alright, third question. What do you think about the origin of vertebrates here on Earth?
Origin of vertebrates.
Yes. Hold on, stop. What he really means is...
A little while ago, vertebrates evolved from an animal called chordates. These chordates were classified by their head and a backbone made of vertebrae, hence the name vertebrates. Some examples of these vertebrates include lampreys, amphibians, reptiles, and mammals.
Last question. Can you describe animal phylogeny and diversity here on Earth?
No, those are some big words.
Stop. Okay. Bill, show him what he means.
The phylogeny, or the evolutionary history of a group of animals, is probably the most important part of animal diversity here on Earth. This is considering that each animal has their own unique phylogeny, thus making each and every single animal different and making each and every single animal diverse here on Earth.
Well, that was a waste of time. Somebody should stick with economics. Back to you, Bill.
That guy is one ugly. Yeah, the last topic today that we're covering is human evolution. Now, my good old friend Sean Wolf did a voiceover of his trip to the zoo. Sorry if his voice sounds boring, it's just how he is. Roll the clip.
The mammalian order called primates includes the lemurs, tarsiers, monkeys, and apes. The earliest primates probably arose before 65 million years ago. The body of primates, through natural selection, is shaped by the demand of living in trees. Although humans have never lived in trees, they have retained many of these traits. The subgroup of primates that contains humans is called hominoids, or apes. Hominoids include gibbons, orangutans, gorillas, chimpanzees, and humans. The group above hominoids is the anthropoids, which includes monkeys as well as hominoids. Anthropoids are generally seen with a large brain relative to body size, as well as a fully opposable thumb. A question that is commonly asked about evolution is if humans evolved from chimps, why are chimps still alive? However, this is not the case. Humans and chimps both share a common ancestor from around 6 million years ago. This common ancestor later went on to produce humans and chimpanzees. The chimpanzees evolved further into present-day chimpanzees and what we now call bonobos. Bonobos are very similar to chimpanzees, which you can see now. And chimpanzees are in turn very similar to humans. Studies have shown that humans are probably not the only self-aware reasoning beings. Various types of apes have performed feats ranging from simple problem-solving to recognizing themselves in the mirror and even learning sign language and communicating with humans. However, scientific research points to the notion that humans possess a special gene called FOXP2, which is thought to allow us to speak, communicate, and use complex language. The upright posture evolved well before an enlarged brain in hominoids. A 4 million-year-old fossil suggests that early hominoids were increasingly bipedal. Other various footprints have been found from around 3.5 million years ago, showing that several upright walking hominoids had walked through volcanic ash. In 1974, a 40% complete skeleton from 3.24 million years ago was found and named Lucy. Lucy was about 1 meter tall with a brain about the size of a softball. Fossils show that Lucy, as well as other members of her species, Australopithecus afarensis, walked on 2 legs and existed as a species for at least 1 million years. The enlargement of the hominoid brain dates back to about 2.4 million years ago in East Africa. These larger skulls also had shorter jaws, and sharp stone tools have been found with these fossils. The emergence of these increasingly bipedal fossils most likely means that some primates slowly began to walk on 2 legs instead of 4, hence the name bipedalism. Also, dating back to 1.9 or 1.6 million years ago is the Homo ergaster. The Homo ergaster marks the beginning of sexual dimorphism in primates. Shown here is a male gorilla with a mother gorilla in the background. Sexual dimorphism is the variation of sizes in the 2 sexes of a certain species. In primates, this means that males are larger than females. Male gorillas weigh nearly twice as much as female gorillas, while male humans weigh about 1.2 times more than female humans. In many mammal groups, more pronounced sexual dimorphism is associated with intense male-to-male competition for multiple females. Hominoids originated in Africa, and the first hominoid to migrate out of Africa is the Homo erectus, which went extinct nearly 200,000 years ago. 3 major milestones highlight the evolutionary history leading to Homo sapiens. The first is evolution of an erect stance. The second is enlargement of the brain, and the third is evolution of a prolonged period of parental care, which is the longest in humans out of all the primates. Molecular evidence indicates that chimpanzees and gorillas are more closely related to humans than they are to other apes. Humans and chimpanzees are especially closely related. Their genomes are 99% identical.
Nope. We're back on? Okay. Sorry about that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that last clip, because I really didn't, because I wasn't paying attention. Well, I got better things to do.
Did you know that?
Keeping batteries in the refrigerator makes them last longer. Your brain uses the same power as a 10-watt light bulb. Cold metal conducts electricity better than hot metal.
Now you know!
Well, that's our show. I'm gonna go fishing with Tom here. See you next time.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.